Must-dos and can-dos, part 2. Okay, welcome everyone. This is Talk and Chalk. I'm Beck. I'm an assistant principal in Southwest Sydney, and if you're just joining us, welcome. I'm a teacher sharing my tips and advice and hopefully gaining some perspective from you guys as well when you share your thoughts and comments with me too. I'm following on from a video I did last week, which were some must-do and can-do activities that I run in my classroom during guided reading groups. And a lot of people are doing this under the L3 pedagogy or program or system or whatever you're calling it in your school. If you're not doing it, you'll probably find that some of these activities are very similar to what you're already doing in your classroom, and even the pedagogy might be similar to what you're doing in your classroom. But lots of people gave me wonderful feedback and said they would like to hear more. So I knew I was going to do another one anyway because there are that many activities that I wanted to share. So today I did another video after finishing external validation. We did really, really well. Our panel came. It's an exhausting day, which is why my voice sounds very croaky because we were talking for about 2.5 hours nonstop. But it's done now, very worthwhile process, and good luck to my fellow colleagues who are doing it very soon. So I took some video in my classroom today of some of the activities that I do, and we'll flip to that in a second. I just wanted to make sure that those people who are new to the channel or new to the must-do, can-do pedagogy process system, that you understand that when the kids are doing these activities, they're meant to be student-centered, they're independent, and the students should be able to do these activities while I am working with a guided reading group doing explicit reading teaching. So the idea behind these is that kids can free roam around the room and pick and choose their activities. If you go to my part 1 video, you'll see how I set up my morning routine when they come in and how they have on the board the list of the must-dos and the can-dos. The idea being is that a must-do, obviously, is something that they must do within that session, and the can-dos are the ones that they can pick and choose. So if they don't want to do it, they don't have to, they're there. But throughout the week, those activities rotate. So one day, free writing might be a can-do. If you want to do it, you can. But then the next day, it'll be a must-do. You have to go and participate in that activity and do something. So you still have lots of control over what's going on in the classroom. The kids just don't get to pick anything and everything, and they don't get to just, fiddle around the room doing nothing the entire time. There's still ownership over that learning. There's still high expectations of that learning and what they're doing in that area. What you wouldn't see in today's video is free writing or the reading corner, because I showed that in my last video, but that's always something that's an option, whether it's a must-do or a can-do, depending on the day. So let's flip to the video that I took of the classroom and see some of the activities that I laid out for you. Okay, so I've got my room set up again with some activities, more than what I would normally put out, but just to show you some of the things that I'm doing. So over here, I've got Splat the Cat. It's a rhyming bingo game. So you can see it's from Scholastic. I ordered this from Book Club. Honestly, can't remember the price, but it couldn't have been excessive because I don't pay too much for anything that I get. So the kids have got cards, and they just turn over a card from in here, night. And if you've got something that rhymes with night, you get to cover it up. So I'm trying to see if I've got one here. I might be missing a card. Okay, no night. Let's keep going. What have I got? Spin. Spin, spin, spin. Oh, there's thin. Okay, so I can cover that one up. And if there's anyone else that's got something, they can cover that one up too. Normal bingo rules, but this time it's rhyming instead of just matching a sight word. Okay, over here, this one is funny sentences. So they just get a whiteboard marker and they can pick a card from the pile here. And this is just Year 2 Dolch words. And they can write sentences on there. So it does say choose 10, but the kids know the expectation is that, if you want to do 5, you can do 5. Take control over your own learning. And sometimes they take photos of those to put on Class Dojo. Other times they'll just show each other. And if I'm free, if I'm not with someone at guided reading, then they'll come and show me. I've got this placed though near our word wall though, so that they can use this to help them, or just in the basket down there, like always, is our word charts. They've also got prompts over here that they can use too. So those ones are there. This is called Scoop and Spell. And I printed these here from thisreadingmama.com. I'm positive they were free. And you can see it's got 2-letter words, 3-letter words, 4-letter words, 5-letter words. And the rules of this are that you have to scoop it up in your hands. Of course, the kids can use 2 hands. And that's all that you've got to work with. You can't go digging in the box. So they scoop some up. They'll get more than me, obviously, using their 2 hands. Drop it down. Let's pretend I've got bigger hands. And then out of this, that's all they can use. They're not allowed to go back here and dig through and find new letters. So out of this, they have to try and make a 2-letter word. So there you go. There's a 2-letter word. They can keep going through and then try and find a 3-letter word, a 4-letter word, 5-letter word. Well, here we go. I can see hot there, and so on and so on. And they do that with their group there. So once they've made 4 different options there, they can go back and make more if they want to. So I can see, oh, I thought I could make dad then. That would have worked well for Father's Day coming up. And I can see a 4-letter word there. Whoops, other way around. M-I-N, and I had E there. Or they could switch that to mind, which really ties in well with our word work for L3. And then when they're done with that, they can put them back in the thing and scoop out a whole new lot. Over here, they love this one. So this is anagrams. So I got these containers. You can get 4 containers for $2. I just got them from the junk shop, the reject shop specifically, I think it was. And yes, I know there's different capitals and everything in there, but I'm restricted on how many magnetic letters I have. But if they tip that out, there's a little card in there that says, use letters E-A-N-M to make 4 words. So they know that they can make 4 different words out of this. So I can see main, and then they can write that with their whiteboard marker, and then they can change that around to make name, and then they could change that around again to make mean, and there was one more in there. Now I forgot what I've made. Doesn't matter. But either way, they know those letters go back in there when they're done, and they can write them. So each one of these boxes has got different letters and different instructions on there. So this one, it's A-C-E-R to make 3 words. And then those ones have different amounts in there as well. And I've got a whole list of different anagrams, and I change it up and put a different card in there each time. But, you know, once you've got your letters in there, then they're there to go for the activities. Okay, this one can be done 2 different ways. So I got this sheet from, you can't see it very well, Crockett's Classroom. And it says, what words can your team make? So again, 2-letter, 3-letter, 4-letter, all the way up there, and longer words. And they've got these cards here, which look very much like the Scrabble cards with the points and everything on there. So, but they're not putting the letters on here the same way they are with the scoop and spell over there. They're meant to pull these ones out, and then they can get a whiteboard marker and write it on there, which is why you can see whiteboard everywhere there. So, I mean, I could make art and write art in the 3-letter words, or I could put the D on there and come over here to the 4-letter words and write dart. And so by the end of it, you'll end up with, you know, a list of different words in there. The second way that you could play that game is to get rid of the laminated sheets there and play it the way that you would with Scrabble. So, I mean, I could have dart there, and then maybe I could make R-A-D. It's rad. And it's got a join. And then maybe I could make, I'm looking back at my letters here, D-E, oh, there we go, D-E-A-R, and make dear that way. Once they've gotten used to the pattern and connecting them and using the letters like that, they like to play for points and go back and use the points and actually play the same way that you would with Scrabble. Okay. Over here, this is just a memory match game. It's just flipping and matching, but this is for contractions. So they've got to flip 2 cards, and if they don't match, you flip them back. You try again. Oh, was that this one? I can't remember what I pulled up now. There. You are your. That's the match. This is really simple because they're color coded as well. So this one's very scaffolded for them. And once they've done this a couple of times, I'm going to make it harder by getting rid of the colors so that they don't have that there to support them. Okay, this activity here, you can download these at KidZone, and they just use a whiteboard marker to match words on here. But first they should practice the cards. So they're all est words: nest, pest, oops, vest, etc. And then these are all est activities. You just whiteboard on there, and it's laminated so they can wipe it off later. And similar thing over here. Just activities there, but these ones are all words. So they've got all there, and with a partner, they just practice the words: jaw, paw, claw, go through. And then with a whiteboard marker, do the activities there. Over here, this is the Google Classroom activity I've got this week, which is really good. So this is my Google Classroom. I've logged on as a student. It's on a website called readwritethink.org, and there's lots of different activities, but I've put the direct link on there. So when they click on it, this comes up. They can type their name in. Whoops, I'm just going to put West and begin. And then they get to choose an ending. So let's just go with Anne. And now they can choose a beginning. Bam, and it goes into the word bank. This is what I like though, 8 more on my list. So it tells me I can make 8 more words. I know what I can make on there. So I can make 10 into the word bank. I could make man, 7 more on my list, into the word bank. Now once you're done though, if you click on word bank, it'll show you what you've made, and you can go across these tabs here and see what you've made in the word bank. And when you're done, there's a little printer icon here that you can click for it to print to our local printer. So the kids know they don't have to do all of them. This is more self-guided as well. They know to challenge themselves and they know what their goals are. But obviously I couldn't, do this without showing you one of the ones that the kids did. So there's a completed list from that student. And this was a student who didn't fully complete it. But she has said she would like to go back and complete it later. So I mean, on there, there's room there that you can write extra ones on there. If they've only done a few and they know that they can write them on, you can incorporate that into it as well. So I think I've covered all those activities for this week. Hopefully you like them. So you can see from the activities I had laid out, it's very much tied in with word work and word manipulation and making sure students understand language and how those words are formed and how they can be used and how they join. And they're always tied in with learning intentions and goals that we have running in the classroom. So the activities that I set out today aren't necessarily tied to one another. They're just some of the activities that I have in the classroom. I do have heaps more though. So I will do a part 3 video in another week, and I'll get some more activities out to show you what I've been doing. And if you're not sure of how to use Google Classroom, I highly encourage you to jump on. There's heaps of YouTube videos about it, and just give it a go. I find that it's really engaging for the students just to be on the computer, doing something different in a different format. And it's good at building their fluency in terms of logging on and getting to different windows and browsers and being able to open and close different things. And as we move towards NAPLAN Online, it's good just to have some of those other skills embedded in their everyday practice so that they don't have to try and learn something new and focus on something as simple as, opening and closing a window when they could be focusing on the content that's in there more so. So thanks for watching, guys. I'd love to hear any of your activities that you're running. If you click in the buttons below, I've got the subscribe. I'll put my links to the Facebook page that I run where I share the videos if you don't like following on YouTube. I'm on Twitter. My teacher account is on Twitter. I've got Pinterest. I'll put all that below. And if you're watching this from a Facebook page, you'll need to open this up into YouTube to be able to see those links below to follow it. I'll put the link to my part 1 video up here in case that some of you haven't seen it. And I'll put my link as well to my Clever Pickles channel down below, which is my kids' educational channel. Lots of maths games. Thanks, guys. See you in the next video.